Well, good morning. Welcome back to another episode of the Hold Up Project. This week will be a fun one. We've got everything set up to custom make our own floors. And I'll tell you why. A buddy of mine had a bead roller, so we borrowed that. Went to Hobo Freight and got a sheet metal bender, a little 30-inch one here underneath this sheet that I've been kind of dinking around practicing with. So you can kind of see that I've spent a little time here messing around, just trying to, get used to some of this equipment. I've never really used any of this stuff. So that being said, and two 4x8 sheets of 18 gauge steel. So we should have everything here. And the reason we're going to do our own floors is because I have read, multiple different hot rod forums and so on and so forth, and was kind of looking up this specific manufacturer that makes the floor pans for this car. And essentially it was going to cost, I don't know, $700, something like that for the front and rear pans. But that was all you got, was just like basically the bottom portion, and nothing went up to the transmission tunnel. I think I talked about some of this in the last video, but there was, I don't know, 3 or 4 different companies, but they all were the same company, if that makes sense. There was like car parts for you, or classic parts for you, or classic to customs, and then metal fab of Detroit or something like that. I don't know. All the same guy. And basically from what everybody had said in the hot rod forums, they were really crude floor pans. They didn't fit very well. Actually, one of you guys reached out to us and showed us that you had bought those and put them in and had to do a lot of fab work also. So that being said, it's going to be way cheaper to just do it on our own, even though we've never done it. Get two things out of it: learning and saving a bunch of money. Now, we're not we're no Puddin's Fab Shop or anything like that. I don't know if you guys watch him, but that son of a gun is good at sheet metal work. So we're going to start right up here on this floor, and as you can see, we've got to do this section here. I think all this steel up here is good. I'm going to clean it up and double check it, and I think here along here is pretty good too. And I'll get this little wire out of the way. I might have to unscrew that to pull him out of there. This is rotted up, so we're gonna have to kind of come up into here with this section and come around this way here. I was thinking if I could just make this lip of just tying in the new piece up here. And then, of course, after we do this, we've got all this to cut out. And that is going to be kind of a pain because of how far over there it's rusted. And then it's got this extra brace on the top right here. So we're going to have to either cut this piece out and try to reuse it, or remake this piece. Not really sure. There's a hole there you can see, so that's got to be fixed up there. But yeah, it's going to be a learning experience, that's for sure. And it's not going to be a one video all the floors are done. Might get lucky to get one floor done in a video, but I will definitely show you guys as I go here. Here you can kind of see I was learning on the bead roller. Right here you can see I kind of had a little woo You can probably see it better from this way. But, you know, the structural part of it is good. And this one is longer than this one because that's how they're measured in the car. And then of course I bought this 30-inch brake here, so I wanted to try that out. So essentially this piece right here would fit like this. Get my light out of the way. You know, move that forward and obviously cut this side of it off, but you can probably tell there's our ridges there, there's our ridges down there. So that's kind of what I was going. I was just taking rough measurements and just kind of fooling around a little bit. But yeah, so that's the plan on this one. The other bonus of making our own floors is that we've got a ton of sheet metal. So those other floors did not take care of any of the toe board area. That was another $300 if you wanted the toe board stuff. As you guys seen in the last video, any of the sheet metal back here for under the rear seat, that was another couple $100 for that sheet if we wanted to go that route. So doing it this way, we can use what we need, and we're not limited to what we buy essentially for floor pans. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, as you guys probably, if you guys know anything about sheet metal, when you bead roll something, it does warp and it kind of turns into this oil can situation. When you put another bend in it, it kind of helps take some of that out. And then obviously once you get it in there and start tack welding it down, it'll help. But really the only way to not get the oil canning effect when making these, you're stretching this metal, right? So you'd want to use an English wheel to pre-stretch it. So these are actually going down into the metal. So if you English wheeled it, you would want the English wheel raised first, and then you could go ahead, that's pre-stretching the metal, and then you could go ahead and run these down, and that would help out with the oil canning, which we don't have an English wheel, so you know, it's going to be what it's going to be. We'll do the best we can. We'll kind of do these in steps, not full depth all in one shot, run them back and forth a few times. This panel obviously doesn't look super great. We may or may not use this. I don't know yet. But we're going to go ahead and start making some templates. I've got some, I couldn't find what I wanted. I wanted some chipboard paper and nobody had it, but we're going to figure out what we can use in here and start cutting some of this out, and then we can make templates that we can transfer over to our sheet metal. Let me take my cap off my pin here. We do have, we might as well come back here. We've got corrosion there. There's a little pinhole. And then we've got this up here. That's all garbage. You know, the old heel goes right there. And then, you know, this whole thing, all this up here, and this is really heavily pitted here too. So we might have to come like up here somewhere. If I can get my paint marker to cooperate. There we go. Something across up there. this all looks okay. There's a little bit of minor pitting there, but I think that'll be okay. There's like a little hump right here. You guys probably can't see it on camera, but this is pretty flat here. This is flat. The bead roller does have dies for this, but only 1/4 inch. I think this is like a 1/2 inch step. And then, like I said, this piece here, we might have to see if we can cut the welds out right here. And there's a weld there. Yeah, I don't know. This is pretty pitted too, so probably just make one of those little brace. And same with that side. That one over there's shot too. And then as far as along the rocker here, that is probably most likely gonna have to come right up along this edge, I'm guessing. Something like that. This is pretty pitted in there, so we definitely got some floors. We definitely got some metal work to do. You know, this little tool is nice, but she just don't have the gusto. Time to get the big dog out. Is there another one over here? Oh, must be right here. Boy, those are hard to see. We'll have to fix on that brace. We didn't get too much of it, so we're all right. All right, well, there's that piece. Hey, don't forget there's a brace. Let's write that down. Brace. Nailed it. All right, we've kind of got a game plan here. We're going to cut along there, cut across that brace right there. That brace is in really good shape, except for this portion of it. You can see all the pitting. So we're going to zip it across that. Up in here, that's going to be a nightmare. But I think all this steel up here is good. So we just need to replace along here and up right below the dimmer switch, come across here, go up above all that garbage, you know, up above that bead roll right there probably, come across, yeah, that's pretty pitted. Probably gonna have to take some of that with us. And I'm guessing, I don't know for sure, like, I think this is the transition between the toe board and the floor pan. And I think if we would have just bought those floor pans, I think they ended right here. This looks like it's overlapped. So, we'll have to do something with that. I think we can make a curved piece, bend it, you know, shape it around a, I don't even know, baseball bat or something, figure something out. Like I said, this is my first time doing this, so we're winging it. And there's a lot of bracing under here too. Hopefully that bracing is somewhat decent. Should have got a tetanus shot. Yeah, that bracing looks okay. There anyway. I think so. This is all Mouse House, I believe. They jammed it all up in there. Gross. All right, well, you can actually see the rivets up here. So that's nice. I cleaned a bunch of that up to kind of get a better eyeball. Obviously you can see the bracing up there. So we'll have to be a little bit conscious of that. Well, I thought I had it recording, but I guess I didn't. She's cut all the way down this side across this brace. This is cut out over here and down along the bottom of this brace over here. We got to get the connecting corner there and over here. And then I don't really know what needs to be cut over here. It's all rust. So just kind of working our way along here. I'm gonna have to, this corner is gonna be a pain just because of the way it's shaped. I don't know what, if that's just if I can just make that a straight corner instead of having this bump out. But I'm gonna look underneath the car, make sure there's nothing there being the reason for this little weird corner, or if that's just the way it was stamped. And then we'll continue cutting. Otherwise, I'll come down around the bottom of it, I guess, which will make a real pain in the butt to make a piece unless I just do a straight angle across. I don't know. We'll figure something out. Okay, there's nothing of concern underneath here, so we can change that. No big deal there. This brace up here is probably just gonna come out with this piece. Possibly. I don't know. I might have to get the wire wheel back here and clean some more of this up along this back side so I can see what the heck's going on. It's all rotten, so it all needs to go. But this part up here I'm not exactly sure about, unless I just cut right along here or just finish it out. This is all riveted, or spot welded, I mean. So I'm guessing this is overlaid on top of the toe panel, would be my guess. All right, we're making progress, as the Canadians say. I drilled out these up here as well, and this floor is loose except for this part where I can't find the rivet or the spot weld. It's there somewhere, looking for that. But I think I'm just gonna, man, I kind of wish I wouldn't have cut that at an angle like that, but because this gas pedal is gonna be kind of in the way as far as cutting this section up here. So I mean, I suppose I could run it this way a little bit. I'm just making this even harder on myself, if you know what I mean. So we're just gonna keep on. This light's kind of funny. You gotta shut it off and then watch this. Bam! Bright. And this thing here, once it gets warm, you might as well just set it aside and not use it for another 4 hours because it shuts itself down. So yeah, I think we're gonna run it this way, maybe up between these two welds. It just depends where I can get the deal in. It'd be nice if I could use this one. You know, you could just go like this and... you gonna do it? By golly. She might cooperate. Wonderful little tool. But see how the battery lights are blinking? Yeah, batteries overheat super quick. So anyway, yeah, I'm just gonna rip this along right here. And then we'll see about getting this section out. Everything else is pretty much loose for the most part. I got this cut back here. Working our way around. This is gonna have to go back together and probably in pieces. But, you know, that side over there is gonna be even worse. Except for I don't have a gas pedal and a brake pedal and parking brake cable and everything else. Also, while I was under here, I didn't realize that this little panel right here, I can just unbolt this and get at all my broken wires for the windows. How neat is that? Well, we're getting it. This piece is finally free. This brace right here, though, I'm kind of struggling with it. I'm not exactly sure what it's attached to. I've got it cut on both ends. And it's pretty stout still. So, I don't, it's gotta be something on this back side. Which, you know, is a bunch of welds. I might have to just run the cutter along the back here and see what happens. I don't really know. Kind of getting my butt kicked here. Kind of starting to run out of time though. I've got my work Christmas party tonight. Let's put that right up there. And let's try to cut along this back side here, maybe. Maybe. There's got to be something. I know there's a brace. Oops, knocked you guys over too. I know there's a brace underneath that. But I assumed if I cut it here, because this thing runs all the way up into here. So I cut it here with the intentions of just replacing this section of it. And it looks like it's maybe 1/8 inch steel, so I could make a new piece and just weld it back in right here. That was the plan anyway. But unless it's this end over here that's holding us up, I could try to cut it along there. Let's try that. Cut until you make it. Will it ever come out of there? Oh, that piece is free. Ooh, that looks like it might be a weld. A spot weld right here. What did that get for us? Nothing. Well, you dirty son of a gun. How about this? Is this a spot weld back here too? Oh. I don't know. Everything's in the way. Where's my pry bar? What'd I do with it? Nope, there it is. Found it. Oh. I have no clue what I'm doing, and you guys are gonna love watching this video. Can't wait to see all the comments on this one. I mean, the whole floor's loose underneath the brace, because I can move it. I just don't know, oh, you know what? I know what it is. There's a body mount right there. I bet that bolt, that body mount bolt goes right up into this brace. What do you want to bet me? All right, well, brute force, I guess. We've got this popped up anyway. I thought I had the camera going again. Did not. Just failing all over the place today, folks. But we're kind of getting this brace up out of here. Whoa! Careful now. Okay, so the body mounts did not go in it. It was just still welded. And that's kind of what we're fighting right here. There's a weld. I guess I was completely wrong for assuming that this would come out with the floor. There's another weld on the back side over here too that's kind of, I mean, it's also rotted that I just, you know, we're just going for it. We're just taking all this crap out of here. Look at that. Look at all that rot. Yeah, there's a weld right there. So I didn't get all the way through the floor over here under the brace is what I'm seeing. Ouch. I've hit my head on that steering wheel 100 times. Yeah. Yep. Not getting all the way through, or didn't get all the way through the floor with the brace. So let's see if we can kind of, yeah, I thought I had gotten all the way through, but you know, it's hard to see past all this stuff. So, you know, we'll try to cut this weld right here quick. And then maybe we can still not through it. God, that thing drives me nuts. It's so nice and so terrible at the same time. Milwaukee, go back to the drawing board on that. Bend this down. I can't believe those welds are holding on the back side of that floor. It is literally nothing but absolute rot. But the weld is holding. That's amazing. Garbage. Holy cow, I'll be back again. Ouch. Look at that. We got a brace. Now I can continue on with what we've been working on for the last 12 and a half days. We'll set this to the side and let's see if this piece here will move now. Oops. Okay, there's another weld on that somewhere. And then I've got to cut along the bottom of that for the floor. So let me put a new wheel on the D-wall and we'll cut that. All right. I think that's cut all the way through, isn't it? Yep. And then we've got more stuff up here that's not cut through. This has got to have rivets or something in it. Let me get the shop vac and suck some of this out so we can maybe see. All right, vacuum that up and took the wire wheel to it. So you can see right here, there's a rivet. It looks like right here there's a rivet. I don't know why I keep calling them rivets, spot welds. Maybe one here. I don't know, there's gotta be one somewhere in here, you would think. Just following the pattern, maybe? I don't know. Let's take the drill after them though. I tell you what, it's really hard though. These floors are so pitted. You don't know what you're doing. I don't know what I'm doing. But we're doing it together. That's all that counts. Is there another one? That one there is still somehow holding on to something. Aren't ya? just holding on for dear life over here. There she goes. Did you hear it go pink? These are those two body mounts, I guarantee they are. See the two bumps right here? Yep. If I were a betting man, that's what those are. This one appears to, I don't know. Let's get the big bar back underneath. There is something holding. What a nightmare. All right, well, come to find out, there's another brace right here. What are you guys looking at? Right here. And I'm bleeding. I don't know what I did. Well, the doctor asked what color I wanted for a Band-Aid this time around. And I went with blue. Got two of my fingers. Okay, let's continue on. Boy, I tell you what, you'd never have any problem with your sheet metal oil canning on you after you bead roll it with the amount of braces are on this thing. Holy smokes. Well, I mean, success, kind of. Minus this one little hanger piece up here that apparently still has a weld hanging strong, and rusty metal hanging even stronger. It's amazing. But anyway, here's our brace, and you can see all of the rivets. Jesus, quit calling them rivets, Bob. For the love of all things holy. Spot welds. So we're going to clean this up probably and fill all these back in. That way they're not there. There's one of those mount bolts. And there's the one that's broken off, which is perfectly fine because we can get that out of there now. Yeah. Yeah, we're really doing it, Harry.
We're really doing it though, aren't we, buddy? Yeah.
Really doing it. I wish this would just break off here. That'd be nice. The Milwaukee can't even cut a rusty piece of metal. All right. Well, there's one side at least removed. What a nightmare. Well, guys, that is where we're going to wrap this one. Unfortunately, if I put the rest of the clips in that I have recorded already, this video would be like 7 hours long, and versus boring you guys with a 4-hour-long video. We're going to wrap this here, and the next part we will have the the update to what we have accomplished since we recorded this, which there's quite a bit, so make sure you keep your eye open for the next part 2, if you will. But like always, we appreciate each and every one of you. Thanks so much for watching our channel. And if you would please like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you in the next one.